Hello, good morning, everyone. So, to continue our video lecture, I would like to present to you, of course, some of the chromosomal aberrations that may happen to the cell that will result to different disorders. Okay, so of course, you are done explaining this one last time to you, right? Of course, this junction we defined last time, this junction is the separation of our sister chromatids, okay, during the anaphase or the separation of chromosomes into half because they are being pulled by the spindle fibers. Okay, now in this case, okay, if non-disjunction, which is the opposite of disjunction, will happen in anaphase 1, of course, it will result to what? It will result to greater problems since there are possibility that, I mean 100% that abnormalities will happen. For example, in our figure here, anaphase 1, okay, or I mean non-disjunction happen in anaphase 1. So the resulting offspring are 50% trisomy, meaning to say more than one chromosomes, okay? And then the 50% is monosomy, meaning to say there is a lacking chromosome number. Okay. However, if non-disjunction will happen in anaphase 2, of course, there are still chances that normal, okay, offspring will be created. Okay, so of course, the bottom line is it's more dangerous when non-disjunction will occur in anaphase 1. Okay, so we're going to discuss now the specific syndrome or as a result of different chromosomal aberration. Okay, so for example, let's discuss first the Turner syndrome. Okay, so if we're going to look at the karyotype of the Turner syndrome, of course, the problem actually is in the 23rd chromosome or the sex cells. So what can you observe there? The karyotype. There's actually a lacking X chromosome. So meaning to say, what do you think is that? Trisomy or monosomy? Of course, it's a monosomy because there is lacking one chromosome there. So instead of 46, that specific individual possess 45 chromosomes. So what will be the possible characteristics that that specific individual possess? Okay, take note, class. Turner syndrome is specific only to females. Okay, so look at the characteristics. They have small and underdeveloped ovaries, uterus, and oviducts. They do not experience puberty at normal age. They have short, broad chest, webbed neck, and sweating of hands and feet. And of course, their intelligence is normal. Why? Why? If we're going to look at the characteristics, it's really um, congested. I mean, focus only on the female characteristics because of course X chromosome, the sex cells or the 23rd chromosome will really determine the female characteristics of an individual, okay, the formation of the female reproductive system and etc. So that's our Turner syndrome. Problem is in the 23rd chromosome, there's lacking X chromosome in the 23rd chromosome, which is the sex cells. Okay, so instead that it's XX, the 1X na lang siya. So here's an example of a figure of an individual, I mean, okay, having a Turner syndrome. Okay, the neck is quite large or wide. Okay, the intelligence is actually normal. Okay, and then of course, they do not experience puberty at the normal age, something like that. Okay, let's proceed now to Down syndrome. This is very common. That's why I showed you last time a video about this one. The what are you going to do if you discover that your child before your child is possessing abnormalities, to be specific, Down syndrome? Okay, before it will be labored and be out of the earth. Of course, Down syndrome. If we're going to look at the karyotype of our individual with Down syndrome, the problem is located in the 21st chromosome. That's why it is called as trisomy 21, meaning to say there is actually an extra chromosome in the number 21. And of course, this chromosome number 21 is considered as autosome. Okay? Meaning to say it's not really affecting the reproductive system, but it's more of the different aspects of an individual. So for example, okay, most abnormalities occur in egg. That is why it is being said that the age of the mother is really affecting or is really a great contributory factor. So why Down syndrome is very common. Okay. Okay, of course, some of the mothers decided to bear child medyo late na. Okay. And other factors also can contribute to that. Okay, so short stature, round head, flat face, slanting eyes, stubby fingers, wide gap between first and second toes, short neck, short arms, and short legs. Defective heart, intestine, and breathing, delayed mental development and behavioral problems, and of course, gradual decline in mental abilities at around 50. Okay, but of course, as what the video showed to you last time, that people with Down syndrome actually can live normally. Okay? Yes. Sige That's for the Down syndrome. The next one, or here's the figure, or here's the individual with Down syndrome. Look at the characteristics. That's why somewhat similar ilatsura because of the specific characteristics being expressed, okay, by that extra chromosome in their number 21. Okay? Next is for the Klinefelter syndrome. If we have Turner syndrome for the female, we have Klinefelter syndrome for the male. And take a look at the karyotype. Of course, this is male. XY supposedly ang iyang sex chromosome, but there is an extra X, okay, in the sex chromosome. So this is another example again of a trisomy. Okay, 47 total ang iyang chromosome. So XXY, that's the sex chromosome of our individual Klinefelter syndrome. So expectedly, he's a male, but extra ang iya female characteristics. That is why if we're going to look at the characteristics, chromosomal abnormality that affects the physical, cognitive development of males, underdeveloped prostate gland and testes. Okay. Kay male siya pero may pagkababae siya, something like that. Mga dako iya boobs, okay? Lack of facial hair and body hair, breast enlargement, or that's what they call gynecomastia, okay? And unusual small penis, okay? So that's for the Klinefelter syndrome. Unusual small penis because of course kay may female siya gani. Of course it contributes also to the amount or to the level of female hormones being released in their system. Okay, big hands and feet, long arms and legs, and of course delayed speech and language development, and also the learning disabilities. Now here's the figure of an individual with Klinefelter syndrome. A sort of they are very tall. Okay, tapos ilang boobs medyo dako. Okay, gynecomastia. Trisomy X. Okay, of course this is Supergirl, a sort of Supergirl, Superwoman, because of course XX na gani siya, it's a girl, gidugangan pag it's another X. So, of course, that's trisomy X or triple X syndrome. Of course, the problem will be delays in language-based learning and disabilities. In what sense? Because in the sex chromosome, which is the X, not the Y, since it's quite large, there are other aspects in the physical characteristics that is also being expressed rather than aside from the femaleness or the female reproductive system of an individual. Okay, I'll just mention some of the other types of genetic disorders. Okay, just take note lang class ang mga problems nila just to be familiar with the different type of syndrome. For example, the Wolff-Hirschhorn syndrome. Some problems actually is not totally removal of specific chromosome or addition of specific chromosome. Some of them actually there's a problem with parts lang. There is still a chromosome. The number of chromosome is still 46, for example, but there is a part nga may deleted, okay, may gintapyasan bala. So it can cause also syndrome. So for example, the first one syndrome here, deletion of the distal short arm of chromosome number 4. Instead it's fully pledged, complete, may part that it is being removed. Jacobsen syndrome, loss of genetic material in chromosome 11. Angelman syndrome, loss of genetic material in chromosome 15 naman yung concern. Williams syndrome in the number 7. Credochat syndrome, the missing piece of chromosome number 5, the trisomy 13, or what we call the Patau syndrome, extra chromosome in 13, and trisomy 18, the Edwards syndrome. That's an extra chromosome in number 18. Sige I think that's end. That ends. Sorry for that. That ends our discussion for that. This is only a 10-minute video, so I hope you learned something about the chromosomal aberrations that may happen, okay, in an individual. Goodbye, everyone.